Hello guys, welcome back. Today we'll be taking a look at the Golden Hour Analog Quartz wristwatch with Chronograph. Isn't that a mouthful? I got it for a great price of just $29, so let's take a closer look at what you're getting for that money. Now, starting off, let's take a look inside the box, and immediately we get a really nice first impression. There's really nice foam everywhere, which really helps protect that watch. And also, aside from that, you get quite a bit of literature, including your warranty card, and you also get a microfiber cloth, along with 2 little screwdrivers to adjust your watch. I guess just in case you lose one. Now, starting off by taking a look at our band here, we can see that it has really nice construction. It's made of stainless steel, and it has this nice black shiny finish on it. I have noticed it rubbing off quite a bit through use. That's not reflected in the video because it was recorded earlier, but do note that, although it still does look quite nice. We'll get a little bit more into the comfort aspect later. To adjust, you'll simply want to stick that screwdriver that was provided inside the slot, pry it up, adjust it however you need, and then pry it back down with either the screwdriver or just your finger. That'll lock it in place. Now let's talk about the actual watch. In terms of weight and size, the first thing you'll notice is that it's actually very heavy, giving it a sense of quality and heft. But at the same time, this can be kind of annoying, especially for things like exercise, running, things like that. It's also on the larger side, and especially in thickness. And this can be an issue, but it's really not too big of a deal. And besides, the large watch face gives you a nice clear view. Plus, that heft we mentioned earlier, it isn't all for nothing. It definitely shows in the premium materials. It features full stainless steel and high quality glass. And it even has a claimed 30-meter water resistance for, quote, brief submersion. Personally, I don't know how much I trust this rating, especially seeing as it specifically says it's not for swimming and showering, so that 30 meters seems a little bit sketchy. Although, should you break it, it's really only $30 to replace, so also keep that in mind. Before you do break it, however, now's probably also a good time to mention there is a 1-year manufacturer warranty. This high-quality build also reflects in its appearance, with a sleek black band and body, along with a uniquely textured watch face and a bold red second hand. Although it could do with cutting the thickness a bit, overall it looks pretty great. Internally, the watch is quartz powered. However, unlike more premium watches, you're missing out on solar charging, but that's really not a big deal considering how long these things last regardless, especially given the price. Another key aspect to the watch is comfort, and here we see it suffer just a little bit. As we mentioned before, weight is a factor, but also the band tends to pinch hairs. This is because of its interwoven metal chain design. It's not too big of a deal because after the first few weeks, not only do you get used to it, but it starts happening less and less often. It really only happens when you're taking it on and off, so it's really not too big of a deal. The back of a watch is just a solid metal block which essentially rests on your wrist, so I mean it's not the most comfortable thing ever, but it gets the job done just fine. Now to adjust the watch, simply pull out that middle dial all the way out. You may find that the watch is a little hard to adjust precisely, and this can be extremely frustrating, and here's especially where we see the major pitfalls of this watch. You'll eventually get the hang of it, although it continues to be somewhat jerky and unpredictable. If you pull it out just one click, however, you can also adjust the date function, which does have an automatic ticking function every 24 hours, which I think is really nice for a watch of this price point. Now, as I'm sure you noticed by now, this watch also features a chronograph function, which really helps set it apart from all of the other cheap watches on the market. This also helps explain its thickness and weights, and with its extra large watch face, they've managed to integrate these extra dials while still maintaining a sense of simplicity and refinement to the look. To activate, simply press the top button. Press it down again to stop, and press the bottom one to reset. However, if you press them in the wrong order, it can kind of send the mechanism haywire, and it seems to go somewhat berserk. But you can simply reset it again by using the aforementioned steps. Do note that the 1/10 of a second function on this chronograph only functions for the first full minute of stopwatch operation. This really isn't a big deal, but it is still worth mentioning. Alright guys, so in conclusion, I can definitely wholeheartedly recommend this watch, as long as you're not getting it for anything like exercise, because as I said, that would be a problem considering its relatively high weight and size. However, for anything else, it would be perfect for you with a lot of functions, and of course it looks beautiful. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.